higher than the other, but for the sake of Alzheimer's, protocol is higher than the other, but for the sake of Alzheimer's, protocol into the other side of the table. A couple of us quickly do spend call to the high table. The doctor do strategy or Lolade is on address. Thank you so much. He was here earlier than many of you. Please clap for him one more time. That is the culture, that is the work is. Sienna and Abid for the thank you also of our guest. Thank you so much. You saw him while he stood for the opening prayer. Let's have on the other side Dr. Solomon Oyeleye. Thank you so much, sir. And we also have a director of Caleb University in the building. He's the man who is in charge of the public relations and marketing when it comes to Caleb University. If you call him the Baba Alaji of Caleb, you're not making a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on the other side a very fantastic gentleman, handsome, Mr. Abibola Odu. He said to stay beside me in my corner. I said, no, you are the director. So much to that side. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have other members of the academic staff. Maybe time and other factors will make me to waive. But can we just put that down for other members of staff to both academic and academic? Thank you so much. At this point, we actually need to hear who are packing, who have made a point of duty to ensure that we have a gathering of this nature. Like they say, the mighty ocean actually began with what? Natures. So we believe that this population we have in the building today was snowball, we consolidate to something mightier, something bigger. I think we need to, with wonderful applause, to welcome the microphone, Dr. Eric. We give you the name of today and moving Director, Center for Media and Communication Innovation. Let's start for Dr. Ahmed. Thank you. In 5 minutes, we listen to your opening remarks. Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, distinguished guests, our esteemed facilitators, and our vibrant young people in the house. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Olani Benasike, the management, and students of Caleb University, we welcome you all to this Media for Change Bootcamp. First, let me acknowledge the facilitators, Dr. Olatunji Olulade, Mrs. Christiana Alabi Akande, Mr. Abimbola Olulade, the Director of Public Relations. I acknowledge Mrs. Omolara Akin Adokoya. And finally, let me acknowledge Dr. Solomon Oyeleye. I recognize Dr. Solomon Oyeleye last because I have so much to say about. In my place, there is a saying that when you see a young man dancing in the middle of the road, somebody somewhere is playing the drum. And Dr. Oyeleye is the only person that is always playing the drum. Yes, so today, we gather not just for another training, but for a movement that recognizes the power of young voices. 25 years as well as boundless energy of this generation to shape a better world through media. This bootcamp is designed to ignite that force within. Today, we will not only learn technical skills or media knowledge. You will learn how storytelling, innovation can be able to be inspired and can be able to harness to drive social change, innovation, and our creative future. As young people, you are not the leader of tomorrow. You are the agent of change. Because of the kind of story you tell, the content you create, the ideas you share can challenge so many things in the society. So, this boot camp should be a kind of a springboard for you to be able to learn, collaborate, and bring body. Together, let us use the media not as a mirror that reflects the world problem, but let us use it as a canvas that paints collaborative, more inclusive, informed, and inspired society. So once again, I welcome you to this event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director. That is subject stated as we move on to the next item. So before I invite Mr. Ebola Udisi, who is representing the Vice Chancellor of the University for his short welcome remarks, let me also introduce the gentleman, a leader, a coordinator, lover of the people, a man who has been making this happen on the other side of the divide from the community perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start together for our amiable youth leader, Mr. Provision and thank you so much. So much have been said about this. And you know, when you talk about the cloud and the jam, in a way, the community, the whole community and the institution, these are the people that make it happen. Let's start for one more time. Immediately after the representative of the Vice Chancellor's remark, we invite the youth leader for a brief introduction. For now, the microphone will find Mr. Odudisi to speak on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, Professor Oladipo, as speaker.
The convener of today's program, the facilitators, Associate Prof. Solomon, want to welcome every one of you. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Oladipo is very passionate about youth development. But he sends his good news message and is with you here, believing that this will be the beginning of the journey that will lead to excellence. At Caleb University, the university is committed to excellence in every area of its operations. Just last week, the university held what is called the Caleb University International Conference. And within that conference, the Vice Chancellor also had an interactive session with the media, from about 21 media houses. And the report by Punch went live yes, and the one by Canada also. So I'm saying all this to let you know how passionate the Vice Chancellor is to ensuring that youth in the country which you represent are empowered, and I believe this bootcamp will be something that will mark your calendar for progress that in my development in life, Caleb University organized a bootcamp that helped me to make further progress. So, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I want to welcome everyone and wish you a very successful time with the facilitators on ground. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And now for 5 minutes, let the microphone go to Mr. Obiyomi Adeboho for brief interaction with the youth.
Permit me to stand the already order of business. You are welcome, sirs. You are welcome. To God be the glory, great things He has done, doing and about to do in our lives. So, without wasting much of our time, we are here to discuss the topic that sits closely to my heart today, empowering youth for creative expression of talents. Now, talking about this, we are in the world whereby social media has become a very powerful tool for transformation and innovation. Beyond making fun, entertainment on social media, it has turned to a place whereby you can make sure that your brand is feasible. You make innovation, make continuous learning, and most importantly, you make profits. Because we have a lot of youths out there that are making profits on a daily basis, just by creating content, by writing, by doing all sorts of things on social media. Meaning that all these youth, they are engaged in social media constructively. And that's no reason we are here today. So we are here today, they want to train us on how to make sure that we use social media constructively to make profits for ourselves. It is not enough for you and I to go on social media to like, to share, to comment on other people's content, and you go. And those people are making a lot of money on your own likes, comments, and all that. But you are not making a dime from it. So it is now time for you and I to make sure that those people are learning for ourselves, a Facebook page, start creating content that other people will now be coming on your own page, on your own channel, to like, to share, to comment. And at the end of the day, you smile to the bank. You earn dollars. That's no reason why we are here today. So to change our perspective about social media, it's not about entertainment or making fun alone, liking other people's content, but you as well, a lot of people can actually, you can do something today. One reason why we are here today. And I challenge you today that we should be intentional and strategic. We have a lot of gifts in us, and we should not hide our gifts, should not hide our talent. But talent alone is not part of it, because talent alone can die inside if it is not empowered. And that is why a gathering like this is very, very crucial for you and I. And I challenge you, sit back, make sure that you tap into whatsoever they are going to dish out for us today, so that at the end of the day, we can glorify God for their. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. We move on to item number 4. That's the first guest speaker talking about dearly beloved Dr. Olatunji Ololade. Please thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful people of our host community, I have standing before you Dr. Olatunji Ololade, the associate editor with the Nation newspaper. He is a multiple award-winning journalist, essayist, and the media manager with more than 20 years of experience, moving from Sunday Concord, for those of you who may know, Bell Magazine, This Day newspaper, The Storm newspaper, and many others. Our guest speaker has reported conflicts and emergencies all over the nation. He had moved to Cameroon Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, among other nations. His investigative work has shed light on critical issues that border on ravage of war, policy failure. Why do policies, why do they fail? It is the business of people like this. We talk about human trafficking, environmental pollution, violence against vulnerable people like women, children, and others. Against bigger, impacted work the one 50 Stone Journalism Award, the CNN Multi-Choice Africa Journalist Award, the Wọlé Prize for Investigative Journalism, one production award for media excellence, the one you call Page, and the Nigerian Merit Award, NMMA, and so many others. Renowned for his evocative prose and moral depth, his stories and back-page columns, reality bias, public by the nation, shows human condition across the country and the continent with an unflinching pen and a poet's sensitivity. Before the show, Dr. Lee just showed me one of the books that our guest speaker just published only a while ago. To put the book together is never a joke, and I think you should put your hands together. Me talking about his profile, he had gone beyond the newsroom to put things together. As Dr. Ololade is a committed scholar and public intellectual. He holds a PhD in mass communication from Kennedy University, spanning the intersection of celebrity culture, post-colonial media, and decolonial epistemologies in Africa. So many big and powerful words. I keep heavy when Kennedy is not taking. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker had shared experience at Pan-African University, where he obtained his MSc in Media and Communication. He's also still alumnus of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, when he Poly, Lagos State University, LASCO, Thompson Foundation, United Kingdom, the United States, others. Dr. Ololade is the author of 2 books of God and their clay toys, a novel, as well as The Sunny Side of Adjustment, a biography. He is a native of Ibore, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Ladies, gentlemen, in my heart, for you, the wonderful gentleman, Agnes Peter, Dr. Onatiki Ololade. And then you have got the loudest of the that we have a leader in the building. Thank you, so you have the floor. 40 minutes is set, but it's your choice to do what you want to do with it. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm quite honored to be part of this gathering, and I hope that by the end of this session, we'll have some very good stories to share, some profound would have attained some profound discernment of the critical issues that we are here to discuss. Although the time is actually If you go on social media now, there is so much toxicity. It's a toxic. We have toxic explanations of social engagement. You see people coming at each other while discussing very critical social issues. We have something that we call rage baits now. You say somebody, I don't know if you've come at that time, when you say somebody is rage baiting, you post something online and you know that with the intent to foment trouble, you know that this post that you are making, the first person that will comment on it is coming to say something acerbic, something rude. And the quickest way to do that is to say something that borders on religion. Utopians. This people say, or it could be, or you go, you say this, there's a term now that they call Yorubas or Yoruba. It could be about religion. You go online and post something about Islam, about Christianity, or even about the traditionalists. There is so much toxicity because we fail to engage as, see each other as human beings. The first thing, people who come online to cause crisis, the first thing they do is that they dehumanize the other party. They create a sort of divide, us versus them. There is no us versus them. If we want to build a great country here, there is no us versus them. And as we are all progressive social agents here, or we are aspiring to be. So as we engage with each other, let's try as much as possible to be civil. Has anyone here ever been on the receiving end of a damaging rumor? News that is not true. Have you engaged in spreading such? No, have you? Okay. Have you ever contributed to the debate about Mohbad's death? So you can't tell me you've not contributed to it. So if you've contributed, if you've lent your 2 cents to that saga, to that controversy, Wunmi killed him, no, Naira Marley killed him. One way or the other, you've contributed to the toxicity that we have on social media. And it should be about the conflict in the Northeast. Okay, let's look at it for instance. Let's assume social media to be a marketplace. You picture a marketplace, you all go there with your wares and you shout, my oranges are the best, my yam tubers are the best. See how lush and that man's tangerines, they are very bad, they are smelly, they are maggots infested. So consider the social media to be a loudspeaker that amplifies everything that we say, all the insults, all the claims. When you have more toxicity online, it creates instability. It creates a very, very toxic, unfriendly social space. That's why you go online now and you see people cursing each other's ancestors over minor issues. So if you've ever been on the receiving end of a terrible rumor, which is not true, you can't imagine how damaging it could be. I mentioned the Wunmi, but just to give us a more realistic take on on the picture I'm trying to paint. Let's look at what happened to Naira Marley, for instance, for you to know the power of social media. That man's career was at some point practically over, based on a post made on social media, and a substantiated post. And several youths in this country marched on the streets, saying they were fighting justice for Mohbad. It was almost hijacked by some political figures. The first march that they embarked upon in Abeokuta resulted in widespread looting. They started looting shops, attacking people. But they said they were fighting justice for Mohbad. And I knew that at some point, if you go online, you see people saying that wherever they see Naira Marley, they will kill him. Wherever they see Naira Marley, in public space, they will slaughter him, they will lynch him, they will kill him. You are going to dance at his shows in a matter of how many months. The power of social media, the power of fake news. Somebody came online to say he killed someone, and we didn't bother to investigate. Everybody just said yes, because he bullied him. There was an never bullied anymore. Because I know that high school will be a very toxic place for teenagers, and there's a whole lot of bullying that goes on in high schools. We have the queen bees, we have we have a whole lot of social stratification in high schools. We have the dogs, we have the jets, we have, there are social categories that we create, informal social categories, and there's a whole lot of back and forth, news carrying, backbiting, backstabbing, rumor mongering that goes on. Many of us go through it and survive it. Some don't survive. There was a case of a lady in Unilag that got accused of stealing. And what happened to the lady? She committed suicide after living for so long. I think she was in her teens. That was about a few years ago. The young lady ended up committing suicide. And we've seen situations whereby you see a particular news story online, or a particular, many of us commit this fallacy. There's this fallacy that when a presumed person, a presumed authoritative figure says something, then it has to be true. So if I go online now, let's assume I'm an on-air personality, my face is all over the place, I host a syndicated show, and I go online and say that in Ajebo, there is that this community is the community of cannibals, that you eat the head of infants in Ajebo. And I doctor one or two videos and I post. Imagine if everybody in other parts of Lagos starts believing that story. And say, don't go to Ajebo, don't go to Ajebo, they eat people there. They eat infants there. Don't carry your daughter to Ajebo. Don't carry your son to Ajebo. We must learn to fact check. The whole lot of this rigmarole that I just tried out is just for us to have a clear idea of how damaging rumors, gossip, damaging rumors would hurt the recipients. I mean, the target of such rumor. Imagine if you were that person that's on the receiving end of these terrible narratives. We must always learn to fact check. We must always learn to verify the truth, accuracy of whatever is before posting. We must do all the due diligence. You don't just, many of us, while we engage on social media, we always love to be part of an information echo chamber. You know what an information echo chamber does to you? It reinforces your bias. You go to, many of us know they go to the walls of certain figures. Some go to the walls of Reno or Mockery. Some will go to the wall of this other lady, VDM. Some will go to the walls of certain people that you go to that will reinforce your bias about certain issues. Then you engage here, you munch, you do screenshots, you share on WhatsApp platforms. It's wrong and it's irresponsible. What you engage in doing, I mean, you dehumanize those on the receiving end. You make life unbearable for them. Everybody has some personal struggles that they go through. And so, it is by coming on social media that they enjoy a semblance of community, relations with other people. Imagine if such activity becomes toxic to such people. You find out that some people will just shut up. They will log off social media entirely. We are very creative. We are very innovative. As it was recently established by what Nigerian youths did with that Malian singer. What's her name? Usman, whatever. There's this Malian lady that you were all chanting a mini data. Huh? And there was this Malian singer. Huh? I got that. We could not understand what she was talking about. It sounded like a mini data. It's not like I said Malian. She's from Mali. Nigerians could not understand what she was talking about. But it sounded like a mini data. Kabira is calling something that was something, and we just and we created what do they call it, a challenge. At the end of the day, the lady came on. They were even telling the people from Mali that this is not what this lady was singing. Nigerian youth were telling her, just shut up. This is what we want, and this is what we want. The lady had to come online to show appreciation that in the past few weeks that she had been on song all over social media. That was a big positive, right? It's different from labeling someone a killer or labeling the community of cannibals. Let's always do our fact checking. That's the love of it all. Remember, when it has to do with you, you do fact checking. Nobody does greater fact checking than a man and a woman in love. Yes, you want to get married and they tell you, no, don't marry someone from the PTDR, but you start doing fact checking. So person married a PT person, they have a successful marriage. So person married don't marry somebody from Calabar, from a point, at least start doing your fact checking. You go all out to disprove the stereotype. If you will do that for something that has to do with your own personal joys, why can't you commit in the same way while dealing with other people? You know that what I said now might sound funny, but it's actually very, very crucial. Nobody does greater fact checking than a man or a woman who wants to get married. If the family says no, and they are pushing a certain stereotype, and that lady feels this is wrong, you go all out to disprove it. Likewise, the man, no matter the forces that come against that particular, the prospective bride or groom. So why can't we engage in fact checking while dealing with other people? You hear something because it reinforces your bias. Don't just go online and post it. That post could mean the death of someone. It could result in the death of someone. And you don't really feel the scourge of it when it does, but only when it hits too close to home. If it's happening to you or someone close to you, that is when you start wondering, this is bad. This is irresponsible. Don't believe everything you hear or see or read on social media. It has not been verified. There are several ways that you can do your fact checking. There are several tools that can be used for fact checking. And I believe there's aspiring journalists here, content creators and so on. Don't just go to Grok or go to, I see so many people trying to fact check, forgetting that somebody is feeding Grok. Grok is also modeled to function in resonance with certain algorithm. It's all programmed. Some people are in charge of Grok, right? Grok, I don't know, you know what Grok is. It's on Twitter. It's a fact-checking tool on Twitter. When Nigeria lost, let me give you another example. When Nigeria played against, before we had that, when we played against the Republic, and we beat them 4-0, there was a match that we played before that ended 2-1. No, not Cote d'Ivoire. Was it Zimbabwe? Nigerians went to Brock and they asked, what are the chances of Nigeria qualifying for the World Cup? Then Brock told some of them, you still go online, you see, Brock told them that the circumstances are very slim, that Nigeria won't make it. I saw people arguing with Brock. No. You go online, you see, people were started arguing with Brock because it doesn't suit the narrative. It doesn't suit our bias. So I'm just trying to tell you that many times we are engaged in spreading toxic news, gossip, hurtful information about some other people, some other group, some other culture, because it suits our bias, it reinforces our bias. We shouldn't do that. We should see each other. The only way to engage on social media is to engage as human beings. Let's see each other as human beings. That's why it's possible for Boko Haram. Initially, Boko Haram launched a campaign of calumny against the Nigerian government. Through text messages, through local agents, they recruited so many youths. But in the long run, it became clear to them that Boko Haram was out to ruin them. Boko Haram was out to ruin both Christians and Muslims and everything. They were all just about control, asserting political control, and the resources they can acquire for themselves and their sponsors. So the community started revolting. The youth started running away. The able men there started fleeing to neighboring countries. I've been there, I spoke to some of them, I saw what was going on there. In the same way, bad news has a way of going viral. So terrible news always goes viral. Good news hardly goes viral. If this young lady here wins an award now, or creates something, does something very innovative, a set video about some other lady, put the narrative of the lady who does something very innovative, like curing cancer, the Nigerian lady curing cancer. Then put a video of BBN housemates having so let's be more responsible while we engage on social media. Don't let us, because a particular journalist, on-air personality, or political leader, demagogue, says something, it doesn't mean that that person is probably pushing an agenda, especially when it's controversial. Let's try and verify. Let's imagine ourselves on the receiving end. Truth matters. Before you post something, you hear something, you see something, before you post, try and verify with at least 3 other people. Avoid information echo chambers. They damage you in the long run. They damage your thinking, they damage your disposition, your outlook towards each other in the long run. So much has been said about how innovative, how resourceful Nigerian youths are. You see what is happening in other countries. Nepali youths. Politically, don't let anybody push you, lure you onto the streets. Go on the streets. Gen Z are taking all over the world. They will even use this. They will tell you those who make peaceful change impossible, make violent change inevitable. No. Those people pushing you to engage in violence, they have wives and children on the street, so it's just you. Those youths that were arrested with Showore in Abuja, they are still in the prison. They don't have the 500,000 to build themselves. I'm not saying we should become passive for those before oppression, but there's a constructive way to engage. So, news has a way, bad news, the wrong type of information will cause a country to implode. at the advent of the Israeli-Palestinian crisis, they said that Hamas